I think the outcome between me and nobody lost.
Okay.
The recent BBC investigative report that exposed two university lecturers who demand sex for grades from female students has brought this menace to the fore. This is, however, not just restricted to Nigerian educational institutions. Exposed in the debacle are Dr. Boniface Aquinnah, a former sub-dean of the Faculty of Art at the University of Lagos. He is also head pastor of a local Foursquare Gospel Church parish. Dr. Paul Kwame Butako from the College of Education Ghana. In this Rootstv exclusive, we review the prevalence of sex for grades menace and what should happen to the lecturers caught.
How come this has become more prominent at this period? Why are we hearing about sex for grades more at this time? Is it that it has ticked up in terms of its occurrences, or people are bolder to report?
It is not a new phenomenon. However, what is new is that it has taken a different dimension in terms of the communication of the incidents. So with the help of social media and the number of people that have gotten into social media, using social media and all that, it has become, that's what has magnified what is happening. But if it is in terms of whether it is new, it is not new. We've been having sex for grades right from time immemorial, where lecturers take advantage of young girls, their students, and for sexual, take advantage of them sexually just for exchange of grades. So it's not a new phenomenon at all.
Is it just female students that are affected by this, or are there cases where male students are also victims of this? Kola?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I think there's more prominence is given to the female students as far as these incidents are concerned. You rarely hear about male victimization. So
especially in this order.
In this part of it.
Recently, Ahmadu Bello University ABU terminated the employment of 15 staff while demoting one academic staff for corruption and sexual harassment. The Lagos State University LASU on October 2nd revealed it had sacked 3 of its senior lecturers over alleged sexual misconduct. The affected lecturers are Ayola Odubumi, an associate professor of economics, Isaka Ogunwade, an associate professor of chemistry, Emmanuel Gbaleyi, a lecturer in the Department of Anatomy. In November 2018, the professor of the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Professor Richard Iyola Akindele, was sacked and sentenced to 2 years imprisonment for demanding sex for grades from a Monica Osage.
Before now, people were not sure, how can we prosecute this, how can you do this, okay, the university doesn't have this policy and all that. But now you see that the ICPC has interpreted this act to cover such an offense, because obviously that's a corrupt practice for you to exchange sex for grades.
But why do you think that a lot of females don't report this? Because we just saw a case in 2015 where the professor was arraigned or arrested and of course imprisoned, and now we're seeing 15 lecturers of ABU fired. But we know that what's going on, the occurrence is much more than this. So why aren't female students,
simple, lack of evidence. And it all goes back to the use of new technologies, which Martin was talking about earlier. Now, you can see that with the proliferation of the use of social media, mobile phones especially, you can now document the evidence. It wasn't as if we didn't have the crime or the offenses, because in essence, what those lecturers were committing was actually rape, because you were having sexual intercourse with other people against their consent. That was what was happening, but you didn't have any evidence for it. So with the use of new technologies, we're now documenting it. And then, you can share it. You can actually expose them to the court of public opinion. And then the prosecutors are usually more afraid of the court of public opinion, because everybody now says, you have to do something about it.
All right, one more question before we wrap things up. Some people have said that these girls actually are sexually provocative, and they provoke these lecturers to request this. Do you share in that?
That's buncombe. It's just like saying a rapist goes to court and says, I was provoked to rape him. That's buncombe. That's not defensive.
Because the reason I brought this, Martin, is because some people, we didn't see the actress behind the camera. Some people say we don't know what she was wearing, we don't know if she did anything or said anything. They just edited the part that worked.
Is that an excuse for a rapist?
There's something I always say. So once you're in a leadership position and you have a certain level of duty, you owe a certain level of duty to somebody who is under you, you shouldn't take advantage of that person, no matter what the person is presenting to you at that particular point in time. So what I see is that no matter what a woman does, if a woman strips naked and runs into your office as a lecturer, as a boss, as a pastor, or whatever, as far as you have that superior authority over that woman, you should be able to control yourself to the point where you say no to this, because the world will not be looking at the woman when the story is being told. It's going to be looking at you, who has a duty, to care and to protect that particular person.
Dr. Boniface Aquinnah, the lecturer at the center of the BBC investigation, has been suspended indefinitely by the University of Lagos. The church which he pastors, Foursquare Gospel Church, has also denounced him. However, if this case proceeds to court, how will Dr. Boniface fare?
Some people have said this. You've seen the report, yes? I mean, using these as evidence, they may or may not be admissible in court, because the defense can plead that he was coaxed into it, or there and there of that case. Are there situations where probably defense can tear down this particular evidence and say, hey, it wasn't what you people saw?
It's going to be very difficult, because with the evidence has already convicted the lecturers, even with their employers. And it was the same evidence that there's a precedent. In the Ife lecturer's case, it's almost incontrovertible. The evidence is there, so it's going to be quite difficult.
What can you?
In fact, one of the lecturer from University of Lagos actually said something that was mind blowing. He said the girl said she was 17, and he was like, I have had many of your types before, and this is so. It shows a precedent. It shows that he's been actually raping girls, because under the law the girl is underage.
Yes.
And so taking advantage of that is statutory rape. So you can't be doing that to people and then be looking for evidence elsewhere. No, he has actually admitted it. So, and the other lecturer from the University of Ghana, who was telling her, I just wanted to be your side boy or something, So these are confessional statements that can be admissible in court.
And our Evidence Act has been changed since 2011 to admit electronic evidence.
So
interesting.
It's watertight.
What can universities do, or institutions of higher learning, to ensure that A, ladies are safe enough to report this, number two, that lecturers are actually given stiffer penalties beyond just being sacked and then move on? What can be done?
There has to be a reorientation, but we need to talk more about sexual education and sexual offences. And the university, as part of the corporate governance and ethical issue, needs to train the lecturers all over again. When you're coming to the university, or people who have been there before, you have to let them know things are no longer going to be the way they were. The law has changed. This is what's expected of you. And also students as well. You have to create an enabling environment for students to be able to come forward and say,
this happened to me, yeah.
Yes.
You want to add anything, Martin, before we wrap up?
In addition to that, we have to make sure that these things go through the process, the
process, you mean legal?
The legal process. And the universities are beginning to see what kind of image they are being, the institution is being carried, because at the end of the day, the university is also vicariously responsible. If you have, for example, a chart saying number of universities in Nigeria with sexual offenses, lecturer, student sexual offenses, and you begin to put that in a chart, and then Ife has 100, or AB comes second, and Unilag comes third. Nobody will want to send his or her child to such a university. So the liability also lies on the institution that is offering, that is actually offering these people employment, and also some of this, sometimes punishment doesn't have to be necessarily retributive.
Okay.
So, for example, a lecturer who has been exposed for being a sexual predator and a rapist will lose his job. His children will be appalled to have such a father. Yeah. The wife will want to leave. He will lose his job. The society will frown at him.
Which is what happened to the professor in OAU.
Exactly.
Yes,
what more, can someone get?
The name and shame is
so we need to encourage more people to come out and name and shame, not just to blackmail people, but to name and shame. So there should be a line. You've got to have evidence to prove and back up whatever you're saying. So we need to encourage more of our girls.
If the information is not correct, because that's what happens in the UK. If you falsely accuse someone, and the information is not correct, and the authorities check, then that person who has reported would.
What punishment should serve as deterrent to lecturers caught demanding for grades? Please air your views on the comment section of this video. Rootstv, Nigeria.